How could you be so heartless?
He then took it down to Atlanta because honestly, down here in the South, we can live a lot better than we live up in the North. It's just ridiculous. We used to crack jokes about how many more pair of long johns you'd have to have if we stayed up in this here in New York. That was the kind of thing that Doc would be. He said, you know, we could take the long john money and we could buy more land. And he was just going on. I say we. He was the teacher. Don't misunderstand for a second. He would be telling me. And still, as I get mail from him, one of the things he tells me is, oh, Bob, please tell him, bridge the gap. Let's not anybody be annoyed with anybody, because that is a strategy that we as people have fell under, where they think if they cut off the head that this here couldn't happen. We proved them wrong to that. So if nothing else, we should give yourselves a round of applause for keeping this going like this. And it's a beautiful sight. It's a real beautiful sight. And you see a squirrel over there. I don't know. And I say squirrel because that's the way I know it. But it's a beautiful sight to see you brothers and sisters keeping it going on. But we're going to keep on fighting to make sure Doc gets out. I hear there's a website that y'all should be looking out for that says something York Foundation. Anybody heard of a site like that? Some kind of a York something. Do not participate. Okay, there's a site called York something. It's a brother who they tell me is putting down that he has a site. So be careful for all these people coming up with new sites and new names and asking for things and money. Don't do that. Find out what the leader here says is the site, and that's the way. Don't fall for all these new sites. You know, I was up in New York with the Panthers last week, and the Black Panthers had a heck of a turnout. And, you know, the brother Malik, he keeps me up on what's going on. There's certain things, remember now, it's hard to reach Doc because you have to send mail that's already sometimes read up on the screen. It's not that you can touch him. You know, the warden told me I cannot get back, I can't go back until November 5th. That's the date they gave me. Whatever anybody else says, November 5th, because they said it has something to do with Doc and a guard. They weren't very clear on it. They just made it clear that that is the rule. I read in the paper where his family could visit him. That is not true. The family cannot visit him until November 5th. But the main thing I wanted to say is trying to understand what they're trying to do is not just Doc. If they can show, if the system can show that by cutting off what would be considered the head, the body won't function, we have to prove that that's not true. We have to prove that, you know, you cut off the head, we're not giving up. You cut off the head, another one just pops up. It's like fingernails or like hair, for those of y'all got a shave. Well, I shouldn't say those got a shave. Women got hair growing too. But what I'm trying to say is you cannot cut off the head and think that it's going to stop. Just like, I guess when the Nation left, Farrakhan kept it going. When the Panthers left, Malik kept it going. The difference in Doc's is, as they try to cut it off, Doc had so many organizations, Sons of the Green Light, I mean so many that, you know, there's not enough systems that could actually stop all the movements. You'd have to see it from where I'm looking at it, when I go from one place to the next place to the next place, and still see Doc's organization. I bumped into a guy the other day in Brooklyn. He had to be definitely a crack addict. And it made me, he said to me, he was talking, he was trying to get a couple of dollars from me actually. And he started talking and I said to him, oh, why don't you clean yourself up? And he was like, you know, wait a minute, I'm clean, I'm a Nuwaubian. You know, I wanted to say, you are? And it's not that he was messed up like that, it's that the fact that the Nuwaubian philosophy or concept has spread so far that even if they were to keep Doc, which we pray they will not and cannot, and even if they were, they cannot keep Doc, because Doc is what's in all of us here the concept keeps on moving on. They can't lock this concept down. It's gone. It's out of the jar. So it's good to have a little wine. I know we done got into the culture and awareness and stuff, but wine, I'm telling you. ask Jesus. No, but it's really important for us to understand. You know, Doc is a very interesting guy. He's I'll tell you what I miss most is his sitting down in restaurants telling jokes. We sit in a restaurant with a bunch of the brothers, and we start telling tales and jokes, and we build on them and build on them, and we be dying laughing. That is really something I wish I could go inside and do with him again. That it's hard to describe that, because he can tell a clever story and you never know where he's gonna put the punchline. So you're following the story and the punchline come back out someplace else. We have this joke about wearing a cape, because he used to be Batman when we were kids, as far as I'm concerned. And when he came along with one of the uniforms of the organization, the joke was, you're easing that cape back in, I can see it. Especially when they started wearing the black. I used to have so much fun with it. But it's really sad to miss your brother like that, because, I mean, he is so quick. And I've been lucky to have been in conversations with almost every leader. But Doc is clever, and his wit and his humor is what probably really, you know, blends us all together. And so it's important, and I really want y'all to understand, don't have any differences. You gotta drop them. When I get a letter, Doc says, do this. That's what I do. You know, I follow what he says. Don't have any differences. Bridge the gap. You know, I don't want to say it this way, but the white man got us in oppression. They mad at each other, but they working it out. So bridge any gaps we got, no matter how. You know, we have a saying at the AIM, at the African Islam Mission, we have a saying, if you can tolerate the white man, you really ain't got no room to be mad at no black man. That's with the things he's done to us. So don't hold on to any anger. Let it go, because remember, he's on the inside. Imagine any of us who are parents, when two of your children are arguing, and that's what you are in Doc's mind, family, having a small debate. And I try not to emphasize it at all. But if I know there is a debate, it bothers me, because it's like when two of my children or two of my sisters are having a debate, that debate hurts me more than it hurts them. And if you have a child, one is older and one is younger, you usually say to the older child, it's your responsibility. Even if the younger child doesn't have the respect, it's your responsibility, because you have the wisdom. So don't let anything separate the struggle, even if we have to fake it. You know, we all know how to fake it. When we go before the white man and we ask him for anything, we put on the shoes, and even if we say we ain't shuffling our feet, they still moving around. And we say, can I? You know, can I get my license? Can I get my registration? Can I get my deed? Can I? Very few of us will walk up and say, I ain't shuffling nothing. Hell. And so we have to maneuver. And that's one of the problems, maybe why we had a lot of problems at Eatonton, because when the Europeans down there, or whatever you want to call them, Amorites, Europeans, Tammuz, whatever you want to call them, they weren't ready for, like, I don't want to say niggas, Negroes, but they weren't ready for niggas from New York. They weren't ready for that kind of a situation. So they thought it was going to be hard. Sometimes you have to take it to the wire. In a lot of cases, that's what we had to do. We had to take it all the way down to the wire. But don't let them think they won, because that's probably what's frustrating. There's a slave picture that I saw in this magazine where this slave, y'all might know it if you know your slave photographs, of this slave is standing there with his hands in front of him. He got whelps all over his chest and whelps all over his back. If y'all know that picture, somehow the strength in that nigga, excuse the expression, I'm using the new nigga, not the nigga N-I-G-G-E-R, I'm using the one we use when we say that's my nigga. So for those who have a problem with the nigga word, hey, if that's your priority, you work on that. But that nigga that's handcuffed with them whelps all over him, they're not breaking him.